everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux podcast. My phone just went off because I got a text. Like, literally as soon as I hit the record button. I'm KCW, your host, as usual. What's this text about? Someone asking for money. I'm KCW, and with me we have Zero. How long have you been saving that?
A while. Hey everybody, how you doing?
I don't think I can top that this week. You win this week.
We have Kenchi.
Hi, I'm Kenchi618, and you have to know when to fold them.
Yeah, I have the MLG soundboard app, and it comes with great things like this.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, it's great.
I did not see that card.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay. Slice is not here because his internet's out. We're technically supposed to be recording this on Friday, but fuck it. We had the time. So, yay! We're here. We're doing this. In future, podcasts might come out on Saturday instead of Thursday if we end up recording later in the week.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't release it on Thursday when we don't record it till Friday, so... But that's for the future. That's for future Fandom Flux to decide. As for now, what are we doing? So what have we been doing, Kenchi?
No. I forgot how much I hate graduations. Because I had to go to one this week.
Oh. I was going to sing the graduation song, but I can't remember what it goes like.
It's like... Alright, to anyone out there listening to this that's graduating and may or may not wind up giving a speech at your graduation, remember one very important thing about speeches. First of all, know your audience. Second of all, if you are giving a speech at a graduation, recognize one thing. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Everyone in that audience you're talking to, they aren't there for you. They're there for one particular person sitting in front of you.
They're there to get done.
Yes. They're there to cheer for 20 seconds for one particular child that you are speaking to, or for, or whatever. They don't give a fuck about what you have to say. So let me tell you something. Keep it short, hit your points, and get the fuck out of there. Like, is this a requirement that your speech has to be like 10 minutes long?
I during my graduation, there was somebody who gave a speech, and they referred to the principal, who was Mr. Hasty, as Tasty Hasty, and that was just horrible.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. People find the need to put jokes in there that aren't funny. Some of them are disturbing at best. Yeah.
I'm like, we called the principal Tasty Hasty? Since when was that a thing? Isn't he the principal that nobody likes?
It sounds horrifying, though. Like, that sounds like some investigations went on after that.
Yeah. Police for that.
Oh.
So that's how I got valedictorian.
Oh. Yeah. Ken just got it. Okay.
Yeah. My school wasn't the greatest. By any means.
So, yeah, in addition to that, I've got the block from hell when it comes to working. See, figured out something. After sweeps weeks in TV, everyone decides to fucking take vacation because they're so overworked from sweeps. If you don't know what sweeps is, just Google that shit. So that means that it's up to the lowly people on the totem pole to step in, and guess who's one of the lowly people on the totem pole?
Oh.
I am just lowly enough that they can make me do everything, but I'm highly regarded enough that they know I can handle it. So I gotta...
That's the worst place to be.
Yeah. So I gotta take everything. So for the next 2 weeks, I already did a full week of it. I have to do everything. I have no days off. I had 1 day off Sunday. That's the only day off that I'm getting. I get no more days off for the next 2 weeks. It's awful.
Yeah.
My body, I'm so tired, I want to sleep. But I'm here for you, the people, getting your full daily dose, or weekly dose, should I say, of Kenshi. Because I know how you all need that.
It helps. Yeah. I appreciate it.
It's so screwed up that I posted a chapter, Better Left Unsaid, that I actually had to split because it was so fucking big. And my immediate plan was to finish the second part of it because it was pretty much already almost done. Just had to put some stuff to finish it. I haven't had time to do that. It was supposed to come out like a day or so after the last update. I haven't gotten around to doing it yet as of me recording this. So, that's the kind of week I've had. Busy. Also, grape juice is awesome. Got a gallon right here, quenching my thirst like a boss. Delicious. That's all we...
Anything else? That's it?
Pretty much.
Okay, 0, because I'm still doing stuff on my phone.
Alright, so, I think I may have gone through the best D&D session I ever had. Before I go into it, previously I was going to have to fly away from a dragon to basically distract it, because it was with us, but then I got mind-controlled by this one illusionist, and it was chasing after everyone, so I used an illusion to have it chase after that. And then I was going to go chase after the illusionist, find out what he was doing. I failed completely. Pretty badly. The dragon found out that it was an illusion, came chasing after me. Illusionist found me, basically. So remember I said I had that cube where I can push it and it can summon things, like that pit fiend once? I summoned a Baylor to distract him. It lasts for about 1 minute. And Baylor is CR-17. It's really scary. He still managed to beat the crap out of the Baylor, but I'm just booking it. I'm looking for whatever he was looking for. I failed on that, and the situation ended up where I was being chased by this champion of the dragons that my party might have been able to take if we were all together, but then I ended up being alone because they took off without me because they're all jerks. I mean, I was distracting them, but they didn't wait for me. So they all, left the city. So I was left alone in the city being hunted down by a dragon. So I was in a pretty bad position. Fortunately, this city is known for producing golems. So I had taken Mordenkainen's private sanctum, which you use, and you can basically create an area where nobody can know where you are, because there's no sound, and you can obscure sight if you want to, but... I went in, I cast that around a golem factory it was not making them, but there was some that were left unactivated, and there was a smithy in there, as well as some books. I had a minor scuffle in there with an animated armor, but once I got through it, I had about 8 golems reactivated. They were rusty, so they were weaker than normal, but I made them crossbows. I had some crossbows made. And then I had about 100 feet of silk rope. So there was this wolfram in there, which is a steel that my DM made, this material, and it's really heavy. So I made a bolus out of that with about 100 feet of silk rope. So I went dragon hunting.
Okay.
My strategy was I found an open area with these tall buildings around. I cast a 6th level invisibility to obscure me and the golems, or at least 5 of the other golems. They went up high, and then I used mislead so that it looked like I was down there in the center with 3 other golems, and then I called for the dragon to come down.
Isn't invisibility a concentration spell?
Yeah, but mislead, the invisibility part of mislead is concentration, but the illusion isn't. So I just had to hide.
Fair enough.
And then I cast Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum, which isn't concentration, so that way everybody could get into position without making any sound or really, being openly visible to the dragon. And then I called for the dragon. She came down, and then I opened up fire of the 5 golems with crossbows, the 3 on the ground. One of them had the bolus. Bolus missed the first time, but then it caught her, and then chaos ensued. It was one of the closest fights I ever went through. I summoned a peasant at one point because I had the cube with me, right? And if I roll low, I get a peasant because I only had 2 charges left on it, and that I got a peasant. And I have to say, that was the greatest peasant that's ever been summoned. He leapt onto the dragon's back. She rolled a crit 1 on trying to get him off. So it happened when she arched her back and she jumped up to try to knock him off. He leapt into the air. She lifted her mouth up to try to catch him, and he rammed his pitchfork into her eye. And then he rolled high on an attack roll and jammed his torch in the other eye. So
why is this the greatest peasant? Oh, okay.
He's a peasant with a torch in one eye of a dragon and a pitchfork in the other eye. Riding the dragon. When you should have been instant killed. So this dragon's flailing around. I'm shooting it with, there's this gun I have that works effective against bigger creatures. So I'm using that in conjunction with some fireballs. And then the peasant gets wiped out. The golems are getting wiped out. I basically am running out of spells. And the dragon starts using spells. And it summons a storm that does, if I fail, I get like 46 damage, and, 4d6, not 46. And I'm a squishy mage, so I was in pretty bad. I got down a little bit on like 51, and then the dragon ended up breaking free of the bolus after one of my golems grabbed onto the bolus, slammed her head in the ground, swung around on it, and was using it to choke her, but then she shook him off. These golems are awesome. And then, basically, dragon then sees me, who I've been hiding and shooting behind the golems, and then the dragon starts going immediately after me. Hits me once, because I was lucky, and I had the feat lucky, so I could re-roll attacks up to 3 times against me. Hits me once, knocks me down to 20 HP, and again, I'm out of spells, but my staff has 1 charge left. 1 charge left. Dragon hits me again, because it spent 2 attacks on a golem, but could not hit it. And then went after me. I tried to re-roll it, because I had 2 re-rolls left. Did not work. It knocked me down to 1 HP. 1 HP. I used my fireball, and that was the only one she didn't save against. That did 31 damage, and took her up to her maximum HP. Every point mattered. 775 HP. Which is ridiculous in D&D. So I won basically by the skin of my teeth. It was the most exciting battle because I was terrified. 1 HP, and I dealt the exact number needed to knock her unconscious. That peasant saved the day. I was talking to my DM, like, he needs to get a level up from that. He needs to be Sir Bob. Sir Bob the Peasant Knight.
Okay.
But yeah, that was one of the more terrifying encounters, because that person is a scary person in the game world. One of the scariest people there. And I just had golems that I found and tried to clean out the rust of. So, very, very good encounter. One of my favorite ones. I also got Splatoon. I bought that game because my friends made me.
Are you a kid now, or are you a squid now?
I don't know. It's the most confusing conundrum. Maybe I'm both. You're a kid, you're a squid. Yeah, I got that on Friday, and the next thing I knew it was Sunday. It's a really good game. I reached the max level of 20 in it over the weekend. There's there's one gun in it that's super broken because it sprays rapid fire, and then when you get and it gets really fast ink strikes, which are basically aerial bombs that cover large areas in ink. We had one match with almost everybody having those, and it was just blam, 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 tower of ink, tower of ink, tower of ink, just falling down from the sky. It was like we were just constantly being nuked. It's the greatest, most hilarious matches ever. I also saw San Andreas, which is about the San Andreas Fault. It's a movie.
That's really confusing with the game.
Yeah. But it was about the San Andreas Fault. And because I live in California, guess what? The theater was filled. Shocker.
People scared of earthquakes.
They had The Rock in it as the main dad character. And he did very well.
I just thought he'd be the villain, being The Rock and all.
No, he was...
Because it's a film about earthquakes and tectonic plates. Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Because he's The Rock.
Yeah.
Because he's The Rock.
So the movie, it started out not so great. It seemed to adhere strictly to some tropes that I was kind of like, that's boring. But the way it went about the earthquakes and everything and the characters as it got farther in, I started to really like it. So, it's a movie you don't want to give up on. At least until you get to the part where the one dude gets squished by a ship.
Why would that make me give up on it?
No, you need to watch that, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, this movie's good, because tidal wave comes, and that's fantastic. It's a tsunami. So it was very good. I liked it. We also had company over the weekend. We had friends of the family over. One of them got me this cheap little box of things with all these different sound effects on it, and they're really low quality. And I'm really regretting I didn't bring it downstairs now. But I'll probably go grab that when you guys are talking about something and I'm not saying anything. I'm probably going to grab that, and it's probably going to be horrible. Mm-hmm. Also, he got me a whoopee cushion, so yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it 1983 all of a sudden? I don't know why I picked 83. It could have been like any year between 70 and...
Yeah.
I don't know, fucking...
You have no idea the usage I can get out of things.
I don't.
Like that. It's fun. Other than that, that's been my week. Splatoon and the closest D&D game I ever had.
Okay. My turn. Ken, you have stuff to say about me being a champion and stuff.
No, I don't.
I want this on recording.
I'm not going to say it again.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not. I don't remember what I said last time.
If you don't, I'm going to tell the story for you.
Well, I guess you're going to have to, because I don't remember what I said.
Okay, so, if you remember last week, I validly pointed out that I was in fact a champion now. And, everyone should owe me respect for being such a champion of champions.
Oh, I remember now.
Do you want to go for it?
Why not? Okay, so we were doing the Pokemon recording last week, or preparing to do it last week. And I decided, in a moment of hubris, to admit to something.
Humility, you want there, not hubris.
It's always hubris.
I don't care. Who cares?
Yeah, it's Ken. It's always hubris, fair play.
Anyway, I so graciously decided to admit something. You see, I have a problem. You need to understand this first and foremost. If I see someone do something that I feel I am fully capable of doing myself, I will go out of my way to try and do that exact same thing just to prove to myself I can do it. So, when Casey's video went up of him beating the Ruined Sentinels in Scholars of Life.
Champions.
Yeah. Covenant Champions.
Company of Champions. It's a company, not a covenant.
It's basically...
They're a company. It's a brotherhood.
Basically
you understand, Zero.
Anyway, when he did that, I decided to go back to regular Dark Souls 2 and go and fight the Ruined Sentinels myself, just so I could downplay his accomplishment even more than I already had been. And they wrecked my shit the first time I went in there. And it wasn't even close. And so I decided to tell him about this. And I pretty much went into a 5-minute long explanation, more or less apologizing without really apologizing to him. And he didn't hear any of it because my mic was muted. So as far as he's concerned, it didn't happen. As far as all of you are concerned, it didn't happen. I didn't apologize at all, or even try to apologize and fail at it. So yeah, you're still not a champion.
You say that, but you still actually, told me afterwards.
Yeah, I tried to say as much as I could remember of it, but it wasn't even close to like the whole thing. You're still not a champion, though.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
If you feel like a champion, you're a champion.
So basically what we learned is that the closest thing you're ever going to get to apology from me is still not an apology.
Casey, if you were to beat the entire game in the company of champions, I would admit you are a champion.
Okay, well, I plan on doing that. I've beat the Lost Sinner already.
Alright. Do that, and then you are a champion. Just beating one boss, though, I cannot admit it.
That's not one boss, that's... Hang on. Last Giant, Pursuer, Flexar Sentry, the Dragon Rider, Ruined Sentinels, and Lost Sinner. So that's 6 bosses so far.
Okay. Still not enough.
No, but I'm getting there. I'll get there.
One day. Because you want to be the very best.
Not the place.
I'm not sure about the very best, but I'd settle for on the leaderboard, the
Not
lowest position that's actually on the board
not
is
number...
63 ore stones, so
Ooh.
I could totally reach that. I've got 5 already. I could do that.
Go for it.
Yeah, I've got 5 and I'm not even a quarter of the way through the game, so I could do that. Easy. Aside from that, I've been playing Rogue Legacy again. Still a great game. People should play it. It's fun. I finished it, finally. Apparently, I have 38 hours logged in that game.
My.
Yeah. 2D Castlevania, Metroidvania-like game that has roguelike elements. And I spent 38 hours on it. It's a great game. It's great fun. So, yeah.
Rogue Legacy? I'm looking at getting that.
It's a good game. Other than that, I got a jobby job. Yay!
Yay!
Everyone be like, yay!
Yay!
What did Ken say?
Yay?
Yay. Everybody say yay.
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 Yay. So yeah, I got a job. So that's 20 hours a week. So it probably won't affect recording stuff much because we record almost everything in the evening anyway, my time. The only thing that gets recorded earlier than that is Reflux, which gets recorded at 3 or 4, depending. So that I might need to shuffle around on occasion, but other than that, we're pretty much fine. Everything's going to be staying the same, and I'm going to get, I'll earn the money that I spend frivolously on games and shit. So yay.
Tell the people what to do.
And stupid things like electricity and gas and heating and food.
Yeah, who needs that shit?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm working in a furniture shop because Ken insists on me saying what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, I recognize what Rogue Legacy is. I know this game.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Oh, I'll have to try it out.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, so furniture shop for disabled people. So 20 hours a week doing that, I could do that. Sure. Than that, I don't think there's much of anything else. I've been writing a little bit. I have half a chapter for each of my active stories. So, eventually I'll finish something just by pure chance, I think. So, that's nice.
Oh yeah, DBZ, or Team 4-Star put out 2 episodes of DBZ Abridged in a month. It's rare.
I know, right?
It's cool, though. I didn't like 47 that much, but I like 48.
They have the Patreon going now, so they've added more people onto their team.
Yeah, but it's still only, Kaizeneko that does the editing?
Yeah.
And that's the majority of the fucking time spent on it. So
It's
not like the podcast where I can spend 5 minutes, just put it into fucking Audacity and just go, boom, done. It's a lot of work. So.
Oh my gosh, they hit their maximum for that on the Patreon.
I could.
Now,
Yeah, they're like $13,000 or something,
yeah,
right?
they're getting they're
Team 4
$12,000. Yeah.
Team 4 Star, if you need another editor, I'm your man. Come get me. I could do it.
Yeah, but 12,000.
Yeah, we're talking video editing though, so.
I'm trained to do that.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, fair play.
$12,457.55, which allows them to have their own studio, their production house. Probably will help speed up their efforts.
I'm not entirely sure how they're going to manage to get a studio for $12,000, especially if they just want to start actually paying
$12,000 per month, so.
That's $12,000 per month that is going to go towards paying the people that have been working with them. And that's quite a few people. There's like 8 people in the credits just for any single episode. That's just for voice acting, so I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so that's... Yay.
Yay.
Go Team 4 Star. Sorry for shitting on everyone's parade. Aside from that, I think we're done with what we're doing. Are we done with what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done with what we're doing. So, first topic this week is the dead horse genre. Go French. Yeah, Zero picked this, so fucking talk about it.
Dead horse genre. Right. This is something that's been beaten into the ground. So horribly overdone to the point where new things in this genre are just no fun anymore.
It's the kind of thing where if you look at it, you just automatically click X because you've seen enough of it that you don't want to see another version of it.
Yeah. A lot of the time this happens with harem animes because they're super they're just done so much that unless the series does some sort of significant change to that formula, it's not going to be anything more than just a random thing in that genre.
They're very similar, and they tend to have the same character tropes.
Yeah.
Sorry, not character tropes. Trope characters, because more often than not, there's not actually anything else to them. There is the tsundere, there is the yandere, etc.
For a while, it was looking as if that was going to happen to the whole VR style of animes, where it was in a game, but it was not, or was all that type of things. It looked like it was going to happen with that, with Excel World and Sword Art Online and Log Horizon, but then something
Except
stopped.
Sword Art Online was pretty shit.
Yeah.
By that I mean pretty shit, not pretty shit. Though it was that too. And Log Horizon was great for the first season, not so great for the second season.
Yeah.
And Axel World I never even fucking watched, so I don't know.
But like there was just a random influx of the VR stuff, and then it suddenly like disappeared.
Mm.
So.
Well, not disappeared. The shows that got successful are still on. It's just not.
Yeah. But Dead Horse genre, it's just, why do you watch it other than the fact that it's of this particular genre and you just watch this naturally? It's not. It's something that is already dead, essentially, and they keep beating it with. We mentioned the harem anime. This probably. Would apply to. I've seen in particular mangas kind of borrowing from that Attack on Titan style of oh no, humanity in chains. Seraph of the End is an anime which is similar to Attack on Titan, kind of like that. Borrowing from those concepts heavily. Have you got any ideas of things that immediately come to mind of exactly dead horse genres being beaten over and over again?
You remember K-On?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Though I think, what was it, Lucky Star or something that came first?
Yeah, the slice of life-ish.
Yeah, just the slice of life girls doing
girl thing
stuff. Yeah.
That ruined Soul Eater.
That became really popular for a while.
Yeah.
Fan fiction tends to get this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if a thing becomes really popular and people say, I could write something like that, and then they write something like that. But at the same time, 900 other people are writing exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even subcategories of different fandoms get those, but just like generic ones, like the gamer thing really blew up in an unfortunate way.
That's the big one right now.
Mm-hmm. Hey, remember when I wrote one of those and put a lot of effort into creating a system where all the mechanics fit in with the setting, and those conversation mechanics, because the setting wasn't a particularly fight heavy thing, didn't really have that, and then everyone else started doing it and just used the fucking gamer.
Yeah.
Every single fucking one of them.
They don't even have all the mechanics really fleshed out for the gamer though. How do you even work that? Like, it was a series still in progress. And they started borrowing from that because, sure, why not?
Hey, we could just do this and call it a crossover. Yay!
Yeah.
I don't have to put in any extra effort to make this make sense.
Oh my gosh, crossovers that don't make sense. No.
That's not really a genre.
I know, but that hurts me. There's a lot of, like, it is when something gets popular. Like, say a time travel fic gets popular, and then that inspires tons of other time travel fics.
Yeah, the Peggy Sue fics have been popular for a long time now, like, at least since 2008, and it hasn't really slowed down.
Yeah, it's just...
Peggy Sue fics, by the way, are the ones where a character goes back to the start or a significant point in the series timeline and just changes everything from there forward.
Yeah. I don't think fics are really used nowadays that much.
It's not really a genre, and yes, they are still used all the time.
And I don't leave the Persona category too much, so...
Yeah. Peggy Sue is technically a subset of the fic.
Yeah.
Though sometimes writers do it better than others. Like, you can get the ones where they try and fix everything, only they screw it up. And sometimes they even screw it up worse. So, those ones are interesting. Well, the regular ones are interesting sometimes.
Yeah.
Just sort of taking the story and then moving it away from the grimdark stuff that they end up have happening.
You would think that self-inserts or OC inserts into the story would be done by now, but no.
What specifically are you talking about?
Most likely, like, self-inserts in general.
No.
No?
There is always a good example of a good one, and it's called With This Ring.
Yeah.
As long as that fic is still great and still popular, self-inserts will be a thing.
Yeah. But that gets beaten, like the whole self-insert, it's not really a genre on its own, but... it kind of...
The random omnipotent bastard inserts the protagonist, who is a real person, into a story is kind of a subgenre.
Yeah.
And it is. I'm not sure it's overdone, because that's very much a space battles thing, and you don't see it that much outside of there.
I want to move this conversation into video games that have been beaten into the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
First-person shooter.
Sports.
First-person shooter.
Oh, okay. Fine. Yeah.
Which is why I'm glad that Nintendo made Splatoon. Because that was their shooter, essentially. And it's such a unique game that it might revitalize the genre a little bit.
Oh, well.
Don't be silly. It's fucking Nintendo. No one cares.
You really give Nintendo too much credit for stuff.
Yeah, you do.
I do, but I'm a Nintendo fanboy, and I'm not
Yes,
sure to admit that.
You should be.
You should always assume that I'm biased.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
There are still good first-person shooters out there.
There are good shooters out there that manage to subvert the genre enough to not be dead horse.
Well, it doesn't even have to subvert the genre.
Yeah.
I mean, Deus Ex Human Revolution was a great game, and it was a first-person shooter for like 90% of it.
But it also had a lot more.
Absolutely...
It also had a lot more going for it than other shooters tend to have.
Not as much as you'd think. It played it pretty straight for the most part. I mean, every shooter has minor RPG mechanics, which that had, and
story.
It did cover-based stuff, but
story,
not so much. Story wasn't that great.
I haven't played it, so I don't know, but
there were moments, and the voice acting was actually top-notch. Like, there was a specific scene that I could cite for how amazing it is, and and it did do the conversation. The conversation boss battles was a very specific thing that I don't think many other games could actually even try to do, let alone get right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But a lot of like World War II and World War I shooters are just done.
They have been for like 6 years.
They've been done for a long time because it's just dead. So many games permeated that genre of that time. So many games just told that.
Well, World War II, yes. Yeah. World War I.
World War I, you could probably do something with that.
I've never seen a single World War I game because you can't do anything with it. It's trench warfare, dude. There's nothing you can do with that.
The Darkness did an entire like section of the game in a sort of hellscape World War I style thing. As in, it was literally people that died in World War I, and the enemies were basically... I don't know what they called the German troops in World War One.
I'll tell you what, though, they haven't done Vietnam.
Anyway, they had them as sort of just the enemy. Basically, they were just sort of mindless walking soldiers.
The Cherries.
Sorry?
That's what they call them, Cherries.
Jerry's? Okay. Yeah. So they just had the Jerry's, just sort of as a faceless evil that just a curtain of walking death that would just kill them over and over again, and it was pretty miserable. And you had to fight with World War I style weapons, so it was kind of rubbish rifles and such things. It was a fun sequence, though it went on way too long.
Yeah, sequence. Imagine an entire game like that. That's what a World War I shooter would be.
Yeah. Shooters. Platformers are coming back.
Yay! Mostly because of the indie scene, I guess.
Ukulele and there's a Mighty Number 9 is also going to be coming back with the Mega Man style. Rogue Legacy.
It up again.
A lot of the indie games are coming back, and
Dust and Elysian Tale. People should buy that shit. It's a fucking great game.
There are a lot. I just typed in World War I on Steam. There's a lot of Super Trench Attack. Don't tell me there's not World War I games.
Trenched was World War I, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Well, it's Elseworld World War I, but it was World War I.
Commander, the Great War, World War I, the game, Valiant Hearts, the Great War.
Valkyria Chronicles, well, that's more... Again, it's Elseworld stuff, and it's kind of World War II, sort of, ish.
Verdun, Victoria... Yeah, there's a World War I games. But, you know, things tend to just die off for a while, but something manages to bring them back. So even if something is dead horse genre now, doesn't mean it will be in the future. Again, platformers were kind of dead except for Nintendo's little scene, but then in the indie platformers, the indies, game designers really brought that back in force with unique mechanics and everything. Because indie developers are always awesome. They're free to do whatever the heck they want. They're either awesome or they're terribly lame. In my opinion.
They can do whatever they want within reason.
Yeah.
There is always limits to usually budget, especially with indies.
Typically, yeah.
It's like, holy shit, how long have we got to work on this game until we absolutely run out of money and need to just release it so we can get some cash flow going? Oh, that long? Shit, we need to finish this level right the fuck now. Basically, is how it goes. So.
So, I think I can't think of anything. I feel like we're just beating the dead horse down at this point.
But I'm Tish.
Music games.
Music games were ones, then they went away.
Yeah.
And people were kind of thankful. Thanks, Activision, for driving that fucking entire genre into the ground. Pieces of shit. They were fun. And you made them boring.
A lot of mobile games get completely destroyed because every time a good one comes out, a million copies come out and kill it immediately. Or if not kill it, then it's just going to be... Like, remember when Flappy Bird came out?
Yeah.
And then everything started copying it?
Here's the thing about Flappy Bird. Flappy Bird was still making a fuck ton of money until the guy that just said, no, I can't handle this shit. Ah!
Yeah. And then everybody got sick of it after about a couple months. But, yeah, mobile games are the worst when it comes to this. Because it's all people desperately trying to make money. Because if you make games for... if you make mobile games, that's not the greatest position to be in.
Well, it is if you're a AAA developer and you can just throw money at the problem.
Yeah, but most of them aren't. So...
Yeah, I'm gonna do something just real quick. And just as a little experiment, I'm going to go on the Google Play Store.
Don't do that.
I'm going to type in the word Clash. We're going to see what comes up.
No.
Don't do that.
Okay, so we have Clash of Clans. We have Clash of Lords 2. I just need to expand. Clash of Kings, Castle Clash, Clash of Spartan, Clash of Lords again, Clash of Heroes, Clash of Mafias, Clash of Zombies, Clash Calculator, Clash of Gangs, Clash of Lords 2, Clash of Islands, Clash of the King something something, Clash of Dragons.
Yeah.
Clash War Manager. Clash of Clans, only it's fake. Clash of... What the fuck?
What?
I don't even want to know.
What? Yeah.
That's literally what it says.
Yes, you do. You want to know what that means?
No, type in Crush. Candy Crush, Crush Eggs, Fruit Pop Crush, Flappy Crush, Ice Crush, Toy Crush, Jewel Crush, Fruit Crush. Yes, Flappy Crush is bones, and it looks really fun. Crush Kuma. Words Crush, Jelly Crush, Bubble Crush. Yeah.
Clash of Star Core, Clash of Lords 2, again, Clash of Dragon Lords. Oh, look, it combined two of them. Clash of Three Kingdoms. Yeah, there's a lot of these. I'm not even... I could keep going. I listed like 20. I could keep going, but I'm not. Oh, God.
Just take a look at this.
People wonder why I don't play mobile games. God damn.
Just take a look at this Flappy Crush. There's a video. You want to just click on that. It's 1 minute. It's like 2 minutes long. Just look at how this thing's done. It's just...
Okay, I'm not linking this, by the way, because I don't care. Yeah, just Google Flappy Crush. It'll come up, probably.
It's basically Flappy Bird, except you're controlling the pipes to crush the birds trying to fly through.
Huh.
And then it spits out bones at the other end of the pipe. Bones and blood.
That's... Okay, fair play. They
subverted the genre.
I guess so, technically.
Just, oh.
Those aren't birds, they're fish.
I don't even know. They're supposed to be birds. They're Flappy Birds. That's how Flappy Birds look like.
They're the flying.
But they're fish.
They're the flying fish.
They're not even flying fish. They're just fish.
They're birds. That's what they're supposed to be birds.
Anyway, so yes, they're terrible.
Yeah.
God damn. I can't believe I listed that many Clash of games.
Yeah. Anything succeeds in the mobile market, everything copies it.
I thought I'd see like 6.
No.
6 would have been funny. 20 just makes me sad.
Yeah.
And angry.
Angry Birds, yeah.
No, shut up.
I typed in it
Not doing this
when Angry Birds was at Apex, everything copied it. Literally everything.
Okay. Dead horse genre, done. Fate Worse Than Death.
So, this is when you have to go through the fate worse than death. No one will not kill you, because you gotta suffer. Or no one goes through the fate worse than death.
Did you just cheer for that?
Sure, why not?
Because death isn't the...
Getting eaten by Cell.
Oh.
I don't know.
Only if you're still conscious. And you know what's going on.
Does it count as a fate worse than death if you have to suffer through it while it's happening and then you die?
That's basically torture, which is a fate worse than death.
So yeah, I stand by the whole eaten by Cell thing, because that's got to be a bad experience while it's happening.
Yeah. To quote the TV tropes page, there are several things much worse. Torture, taxes, and tofu, to name but a few.
Remember when TV tropes used to be funny?
Yeah. And tofu links to arson, murder, and jaywalking.
Again, you remember when TV tropes used to be funny?
Yeah. So, essentially, somebody promises a fate worse than death, or the villain is immortal. Think of Aizen, for example. Although his fate worse than death was just being locked away in the darkness, where he was literally not even fully locked away, because he's Aizen.
Sitting at a giant stone lazy boy.
Yep.
That was his fate
worse than death, yeah. In the show Heroes, there was a guy who could heal back in time, and they sealed him in a coffin underground.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he was sealed in that for hundreds of years, thousands even.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
In the Sengoku era, dude. That was like the 1700s.
So hundreds of years underground, stuck in a coffin. I mean, by then I would have tried to dig out, but yeah, I guess.
I'm going to double check that was the 1700s, because I don't want to be a dumbass.
I'm not going to double check, because I'm lazy, and I go with the flow.
Sengoku. Yeah.
1467 to 1603.
God damn it. Okay, I'm a dumbass, fine.
Yeah, hundreds of years being trapped in a box. Yeah, that would make anybody salty.
Not really even just trapped in a box. Eventually the wood would rot.
Yeah.
And then he's just trapped in not even a coffin, because the ground would sort of shift and collapse as the years passed by, and then he is just completely unable to move, restricted by the dirt that surrounds him, feeling the worms crawling through him.
Yeah, not great.
Then letting it heal again until they burrow their way inside his flesh again. Then it heals over until they have to burrow their way back out.
Yeah, not great.
Am I going too far with this?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
It sounds like it's going to happen a lot.
Sometimes being on this podcast is a fate worse than death.
Oh. You made me sad.
Okay, fate worse than death. I'm going to bring up a game that Casey hates, Fallout 3.
Yeah.
Tranquility Lane, what you do to that dude that runs it. You wind up killing everyone.
Little Lamplight.
You wind up killing everyone in Tranquility Lane except him and leaving him stuck in there by himself.
Oh, no one cares about that guy. Anybody that goes through Little Lamplight ever. I win. I came up with the worst one.
Yeah, but here's the thing, you can leave.
But you still experienced it, and you'll wish you were dead. That's why it's worse than death.
Or you could just not talk to McCready at all.
Alright, so implementing this...
My counterpoint was that, well, that screws up the plot. You can't do the plot. But then, fuck that stupid water machine. Okay, yeah, sure. Don't do the thing. Who cares?
Oh no, it will impact so many people. Yeah. A lot of the times the villain always promises a fate worse than death to the hero. They very rarely deliver that. And if they do, it tends to make the hero stronger in some way because they don't die because of the hero.
Whoa, the hero.
If you're writing this and you have somebody promise, or you're writing a fate worse than death to a character, you really have to make sure that you're able to accomplish what you want. If you want everybody to feel bad for your main character because they're undergoing this horrible, horrible torture, not everybody's got an iron gut, to handle types of things. I've seen some stories that go really into detail on very bad things that happen to characters. It's not great. I mean, some people like that. I'm not one of those people. You lose audience.
You need to be more specific. Because the way you're phrasing it just makes it
torturing
sound like
characters.
you're patsy.
Torturing characters. I read a fic where basically Naruto goes insane and he starts literally torturing people, like torturing all of his friends and everything because he got betrayed, and putting them on stakes and crosses and everything. Guro and everything galore. People, tend, if they do a fate worse than death, I want to say not to go overboard, but at the same time, you want to achieve some sort of realism.
The example you used sounds like it was basically the point of the fic. It was a dark fic.
Yeah.
That was kind of the idea.
Yeah.
And that, more than anything, is the best way to demonstrate that that version of Naruto is not the hero of the story.
Yeah.
He has become a villain, and you really need to put that through people's heads if they're going to read your story.
Yeah,
So.
if you implement it in the first chapter, it's setting the tone for your story, so you have to make sure you follow through with that. And people understand that that's the tone for your story. If the tone of your story is light and happy, and then all of a sudden, boom! Torture session that lasts 3 chapters. Yeah, make it fit. Like, I feel like the basic advice I always give, do it in a style that fits the story you want to write.
Funnily enough, Grand Theft Auto didn't fit that message. Think about it. Starting the game, hey, we're bank robbers and shit. Woo, we're gonna steal some money. That's the point of the game. And then about halfway through, you get into a mission where, hey, we want you to fucking torture this guy because we think he's a terrorist. Use the fucking drill on his, kneecaps and shit. The fuck did that come from? Just saying.
Yeah. If your story is light and happy, it's really good to just do a fade to black, if anything. And then you can probably show the results of it, but don't actually go into detail on what actually happened. As in writing it as it's happening. Sure, you can talk about it, but it's a matter of appealing to, or kind of keeping the audiences interested in your story, because people come for one thing and they're expecting that one thing. And while it is cool to introduce new things, this is something that can either send people away or attract them, and it's best to establish if you're going to be doing it or stuff like it early on. Kenshi, anything?
Damn. Oh, basically living in the universe that Dark Souls is in is a fate worse than death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Yeah.
Well, having the dark sign, specifically.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's probably pretty okay. If you don't live in, like, Lodrin or the fucking stupid fake country that they came up with in the second one.
Yeah. Disease used as a fate worse than death is also an interesting thing. In video games and everything, of having a character have a disease, it's slowly killing them, or inhibits them in some way. It's an interesting take on it. I'm running out of things to say.
Okay. Next topic is...
You picked it. You picked it.
I didn't. Zero did.
You let him pick it.
I like to be democratic. The next topic is kawaiiko.
So, kawaii means cute, if you know anything, because you're a weeaboo.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot more overtones in Japanese than in English. Because, in Japan, kawaii is kind of like sexy for Western women. It means desirably attractive and wanted. But we have
kawaii is a desirable trait. Yeah. Let's not call it sexy. Yeah. That's not quite the same thing.
It's desirable, essentially. But our version of kawaii is not great. There's the kawaiiko, the cute child. Being kawaii to an almost unhealthy extreme. We're talking frills, ribbons, and the cutest voice you could possibly imagine.
I don't know what you're talking about. How could being all cutesy and stuff, how could that possibly be, like, bad?
What?
I don't understand.
Goo. All the little sound effects and everything.
Yeah, not a fan. Yeah, we do have that in this country, but the line is basically, there is cute, and then immediately after that, there is this cutesy thing. We have less tolerance for cute, so there is less cute and a lot more of kawaiiko, or cutesy, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
It's the difference that TV Tropes lists as.
A lot of people online will come across as this if they're trying to be a cute anime girl, which tends to happen a lot. And typically they tend to be fat, sweaty dudes, but... Kawaiiko is also, like, a lot of Japanese idols go through that. That's like a phase, because it's a career step, because people in Japan love that. They love their little kawaii cute things. It gets destroyed outside of Japan, though, with people trying to imitate stuff like that.
Yeah, there is also a point where even Japan sort of says, okay, you're like 40 years old, please stop doing this, it's getting creepy.
Yeah. Fix to introduce characters like this.
See, here's the thing. We read fics that are written in English, thus written by mostly English, or at the very least Western people.
Yes.
And therefore, characters that have this particular trait tend not to be written favorably. They are not supposed to be characters that you like.
Mm-hmm. They are usually very annoying. There was a poll, I think, on like a Sailor Moon character or something that was super cutie or something. Or yeah. Polls in Japan and America on character popularity tend to be different because the cutest character gets super popular in Japan, but then gets nothing in America. Because that character is taken as annoying.
Chopper.
Yeah.
I don't find Chopper to be that annoying.
I like Chopper, but
he definitely has his moments.
I can understand where you're coming from with that.
Also, the Pikachu voice doesn't help.
Yeah. They're typically not written favorably, and if they are, then it's kind of a joke. Because you just can't take that type of character seriously.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. In Japan, you can-ish.
If they're written
to an
well.
extent.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Western countries, no.
Yeah, we have our own definition of characters we can take seriously and what's awesome. And they have their own definition.
That's not on the list. Yeah, this type of character is basically why I don't watch any shows of like magical girl genre or
they're all like this.
Similar.
They're all like this. Most of them are. I'm sure some people in the comments might, if you know any that aren't like this, might say something, but yeah, I admit a lot of them are like this. Like people, and in harem animes, there's always one character that's super cute like this. Always. Typically it's a lolly of some kind.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I was trying to think of the one in DxD. Of course it's Asia. Of course it is.
Yeah, it is Aussie in that one.
Naturally, it's the character that's not even from Japan that is like that in that show. How does that make sense? Whatever.
Yeah. And the thing about Kawaiiko in particular is it is typically a character that tries to be, they take the people who make that character try to, they're their hardest to make that character cute. Either, the baby talk, like Casey was mentioning, or giggling, referring to themselves in third person, which happens a lot.
Funnily enough, Harley Quinn is technically this.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's played for being creepy.
Yeah.
But it works, because that's our perspective on that style. Because more often than not, the character that's doing it is intentionally doing it. They're playing that up. They aren't naturally like that, obviously. They just want to be like that for whatever reason.
And if they are played to be naturally like that, like, in Japan, there are specific words to refer to yourself in the first person, but they typically, you would refer to yourself more in the third person if you were younger.
Yeah.
So that's acceptable, but when you translate it over to an English medium and they start referring to themselves in third person, that's done on purpose. That's how we see it as.
Well, it's either done on purpose or a sign of dissociative personality disorder, and that's
something else entirely.
That's a mental problem.
Yeah. If you ever see anybody like this online, steer clear. They're not what they appear to be. It's a lie. The cake is a lie.
Okay, that joke means we're pretty much done.
Yeah, we are. We're done.
Ugh. You should feel ashamed of yourself.
He doesn't. He's zero.
I don't feel shame. What are you talking about?
Okay, so anyone got any recommendations?
I do not.
Nope.
Because I have been playing Splatoon.
I have two, and I want to link you one of them.
Alright.
It will make you sad. You remember that Pokemon fic that I showed you a while ago that was a parody of really terrible Pokemon fics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's not a parody.
I don't want to read it.
Ash's Good Life. It is the Pokemon version from the Naruto Living the Good Life.
Yeah, this is a series.
Rated M for a reason. The description is Ash X Harem, by the way. Karaturs. Ash, age 20. Kanto region champion and master of legendaries.
What?
Misty, age 9.
Let's skip ahead a little bit, shall we?
Okay. Chapter 1. What happen if aura is wrongly used? Delia passed away.
Delia. It is pronounced right.
Passed away due to illness. Ash was at home relaxing when he received a gift box delivered to him. It was a box filled with 10 rings and 2 pieces of paper. Ash, what is it? Ash reads the note.
Scripts
Text
is always a good sign.
Dear Ash, this is me, your mother, and your father, Red Ketchum. When you are reading this letter, I am passing you a family secret. We are actually what other people called a clan. We have something called aura. It was a very amazing skill. Skill is capitalized, by the way. It's important. Remember that. From forming spear to attack foe and do healing wounds. There is something else. There is a few rings that is passed down from one generation to another. So I am passing the ring to you. No period on that, by the way, or anything else before that. It's one paragraph. Ash, read the instructions on the paper. 1. Focus your aura. The jewel on the ring will turn sky blue. 2. Give the rings to girls who think that deserved it. 3. Enjoy the outcome. Ash was not very clear about the last instruction. It was as capitalized. That's important. Remember that. Ash then went to Viridian City. There he saw Cynthia. Ash. Hey, Synth. Cynthia. Hi, Ash. Ash. Your birthday is coming up. So here. So is capitalized. That's important. He passed. There's no period, by the way, between that. It's a comma, so it's important.
Why is this happening?
He passed her one of the ring. Time skip. 5 hours later. Cynthia is at Viridian City, with all of the girls who Ash had given rings to. Misty, huh, Cynthia? Where did you get that? Where did you get that ring? No question mark on that. Cynthia, Ash said it was for my birthday. May, Ash gave me one for rewarding me for winning Hoenn Region Grand Festival. Dawn, Ash gave me that ring for the same reason. Wait, you both won the Grand Festival? Hilda,
they tied like it was a spelling bee.
Yeah.
Hilda, it was a reward for winning against Alder and becoming champion. Note how reward is capitalized because that's important, but Alder isn't because Alder isn't important.
No, he's not.
Iris.
He actually isn't. I'll agree with that.
Iris, for taking over Drayden as gym leader. Taking is capitalized. That's important. Let's see. For being accepted as the gym leader since my sister left me in charge of the gym. Being accepted as is all capitalized. That's important. Serena, for my case, it was all for the time we shared during Kalos region. Misty, why didn't Ash just keep those rings for himself? No question mark. Cynthia, well, since we all have rings, comma, why don't we wear it all together and see who is prettier? All the girls nodded.
This is making my brain bleed. Please stop.
Nodded is capitalized.
No, keep going.
When they put the rings on their finger, they were glowing a light blue color. The next day, Ash, man, that was a nice nap. Ever since Delia passed away, nobody took care of the house. That was correct. Ash's train of thought was stopped when he noticed the house was clean and nice. Ash then went out and smelled something nice. Ash, what is going on? No question mark. Ash went to the kitchen and see all the girls he'd given the rings to at the kitchen, where they belong. No, I'm just kidding. The girls saw Ash.
Don't make this worse than it already is.
Cynthia, hi there, honey. Barrack fast is almost done. Ash, oh, huh? Wait, what did you just call me? Misty, calm down, honey. You don't want to be even hunkier, right?
What did you just call Barrack fast? Barrack
Ash, okay. Yeah, it is. It's BERAKFAST.
We just invented a new meal, Barrack fast.
I need some Barrack fast.
Oh no, I'm not a fan of Barrack fist food.
Ash, okay.
I imagine it's a lot of berries that's involved.
Okay. Ash, okay. Now I am really confused. Now it's capitalized, that's important, but I is not capitalized because Ash isn't. Can you tell me what all of this is about? Can you tell me what is all of this about? Cynthia, I don't really know. After I put on the rings, I just feel like finding you. All the other girls. Ash's head flashed a light bulb. Ash, the rings? Hold on. Ash went to see the note. Cynthia, there is 3 notes. Ash, huh? Yesterday I only saw 2. Cynthia, because one note was stuck within another. Ash then read the note. Text in the note. The rings is passed down by the Ketchum clan to find a mate. When the ring imbued with aura given to opposite gender will cause the person to be in love with the person that give her the ring. After they wear the rings for 1 hour, they will have to mate with the person. Because the ring is filled with aura, they are protected from all kinds of illness. All is capitalized, that's important. And the rings is said to promise the aura guardian and their mate long life, which means they won't die at all. Because they are immortal. Yeah, basically. Ash, what is this? All the girls were shocked. End of chapter 1. Poll time. Because of a problem, only 3 girls can be pregnant. So who will it be?
You sick bastard!
1, Misty. 2, May. 3, Dawn. 4, Cynthia. 5, Iris. 6, Hilda. John A.
I want to stab this person.
I'm like 99% certain this person is like 10.
I'm certain that they're
If not
from a
younger.
foreign country because their name is NG Jun Cheng.
Really don't care. Really don't care at all.
Well, they have another story. Powder of Love. Ash and Meloetta.
Oh, God.
Championship Melody. Ash and Cynthia. Ashley Summer Ketchum. Ashley Summer Ketchum is a 16-year-old who worked for Professor S's age. Watch as she becomes Kanto's first female Pokemon Master and top coordinator.
What you get, Casey? It's what you get when you keep bringing us this shit.
Ash and Alexis incest.
I'm having a blast. I don't know what's your problem.
What happened if Ash have a sister that is in love with him and want him to herself?
This isn't funny like the last bunch. This is just annoying to me.
Prince Ash's Love Pentagon 1. That my brain is actually hurting. Like, I can feel pain in the back of my head on both sides.
Really? Because you seem to enjoy reading it.
But you know what? I bet you feel way better about your writing right now, right?
Yeah. I am glad that I am not a 7-year-old foreign exchange student trying to write a story about Ash and his incest.
Is it wrong of me to want to take a rock through the person's fingers so they can't type anymore?
But wait, no, he wrote Naruto and his harems.
Wow.
The Hina I had is OC, original character. I hope you can leave a review if it's not too troublesome for you read.
Okay, did you leave a review?
No.
You should leave a review.
I'm not going to do that.
All these reviews are just names of girls they want. Good start. I think Misty, Cynthia, and May should get pregnant.
Straight and to the point.
Script format is against the rules. You might want to revise it. Yay!
Really? No? Really? No way. Revise it? Why would you?
Yeah, that's the thing that you need to change in that chapter, mate. That's the first thing.
This is the author, because he reviewed his own story.
That's always a great sign.
Wow, that was epic. I say Misty. She was the first one by his side. Then Cynthia, and then Iris. Anyway, great story. Draco 122. He put his own name in his review. Alright. So, you see, when you write a story like that, I feel like I have cancer.
I'd like to rephrase your own statement. When you write a story like that, don't.
Just, please, think of the children.
I don't mean don't write it. I mean don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
Anything. Whatever you're planning on doing for the next day or so, just stop and think about what you have done.
Oh, there's 3 chapters.
Yeah, there are 3 chapters.
Meeting with Arceus and a lot more trouble. I'm not going to read this, but...
No, you're not.
It's... Great. That was great.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go curl up in a corner and die now.
Well, I still have another recommendation, and it's actually a good one this time. Well, mostly good.
Can I just go curl up in a corner and die first, or?
We're almost done. Chill.
I think you've done enough this week.
This one's called Furion. Anyone remember the Riddick films?
Yes.
The eye thing was cool, right?
I didn't think about it.
The whole, really bright light hurts, but you can see in the dark. It's kind of cool, right?
I know what Riddick's eyes powers are. What does it have to do with this?
So it's a Naruto fic.
Of course it is.
Ken, you should really be able to put together the pieces at this point.
Eye powers,
Yeah.
Naruto, yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those. So, Namikaze are apparently a fucking clan that were mostly wiped out because they were basically crazy fucks. Put it simply. Yeah. In the film, Riddick is said to have a rebellious streak. This implies that the Namikaze clan, or the Furians, as they are naturally called, don't so much have a rebellious streak as they have a rebellious ocean. That's their character trait. They murder, death, kill, take what I want, do what I want, fuck you guys, I'm fine doing whatever I want to do. And, yeah, Naruto turns out to be one. And he gets the super eyes and, well, not super eyes, but, weird eyes, so he has to wear the goggles all the time. He's very good with knives, such things. Basically, not quite being an XP of Riddick.
But close.
It's not really that close, actually.
Oh.
It's...
Pressed your button.
Really?
Sorry.
Yeah, that was right into the mic. Thank you for that. Do you just have everything just playing into the mic? Okay, for the love of God, stop. Because that was actually really annoying, more than whatever you were trying to do there. So, the thing about this fic is, yeah, it's a little weird on occasion, but it actually puts the whole, bloodline thing of the eyes, it actually balances it pretty well, so it's not like, hey, he got the Rinnegan, only it's like 1,000 times better, like you usually get, and crap like that. So it's balanced pretty well, and basically designed practically to fight other super eye powers.
Oh. Okay.
Except the Rinnegan, because that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it actually does character development decently. Like, it really does Naruto's personality well in that he is still Naruto to an extent. So he is still, masking his hatred of pretty much everyone around him and trying to be the good guy and wanting to be the good guy that's always smiling and happy and, yeah, great stuff. Everyone's happy and stuff. Sasuke's great. I don't hate the fact that he tries to punch me every time he sees me and stuff like that. Exaggerating slightly, I admit. But, so it's still that, but then he's sort of trying to grapple with his heritage of what his clan was and whether he should try and be like them or just try and establish his own sense of self separate from what his clan was. Which is not actually something you see very often. Like, if Naruto finds out he gets a clan, he's like, oh, fuck yeah, what were they good at? I want to learn everything that they were good at, and I'm going to do that, I'm going to be just like them. Every time. Even in canon. So, it's refreshing to see him actually try and be something else, even if it's just trying to be more like his canon self. Because by comparison, the other thing is not so great. It's kind of bloodthirsty and hates everybody and wants to kill everybody. So, I like it. It has its not so great moments, and the language modes are a little bit strange. Like, Riddick does show up as a sort of spirit guide that still kind of hates Naruto, because this is not one of those stupid fics.
Mm.
But the language modes, characters occasionally slip into archaic or very well-spoken dialogue when they really, really shouldn't, because that doesn't make sense to the characters, but, I'm talking quibbles here. Yeah. So, it's a good fic, and I think people should probably check it out, see what they think of it.
Alright.
So, yeah, that's my other recommendation. I had two. Yay!
Yay!
Alright. Making up for you schmucks. Aren't you so glad I had the second one, the first one, rather?
I would have left it with the first one, so you left everyone pissed, and then come back with the second one. Well, at least it couldn't be any worse than the first one. Dear God. The next week. Yeah.
No, I'm okay with it. All right, so anything else we need to talk about? I don't think so.
We could talk about how I'm awesome.
We could talk about how I'm a champion.
Not a champion.
I disagree. And with that, I think we should finish the episode. We talked about the thing about how podcasts might come out on Saturdays instead of Thursdays, yes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 89.
Oh, no. We don't know. You're supposed to be the one in charge of this.
Shut up. I'm a champion.
Champions would know what episode it was.
Champions don't have time for such silly trifles.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this a silly trifle for you?
Damn it. Box myself into a corner. Yes, it's episode 89. If you'd like to get in contact with us, do so through the YouTube channel through the comments, because we read those and we pretty much don't read anything else at this point. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. I haven't actually checked the donations from last month yet because we haven't actually received them, but that's going to happen in the next couple of days. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 89. Bye now.
Go drink some grape juice.
You're a kid now, you're a squid now, you're a kid, you're a squid, you're a kid now. Sorry, I said I'm going to sing at the end of every episode, and I had no songs, like, in my head, except that one. It's been stuck for, like, a week.
What?
I'm not happy about it. Make it go away. See, that's what should have happened in like that Batman Incorporated thing. It's just like 1,000 Batmans going, I'm Batman, one by 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 one.
Play the air horns again.
Oh.